Okay, we're starting on activity number 8 in the workbook here, So we're going to go ahead and open that. Somebody asked me why sometimes these videos look a little bit fumbly, and I will tell you the reason is because I do these before I do the classes, and so sometimes it's like I haven't gone through the book in a while, and that's kind of why sometimes they look a little bit fumbly. Okay, so here we are. And by the way, I do see that I spelled example wrong. Good. I'm going to get this out of the way by clicking there. I actually need to move it out of the way because we're going to need that plus sign that's over there. This won't be on yours, just for the video. Okay, we're going to rename sheet number 1 categories. Categories. Good. And I hit enter. You could have just, if it's selected, I could have also just clicked somewhere like there. That would have done it too. Key in the data as shown in worksheet 8.1 for categories. These options, okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So a couple of the things we're doing in this one here is we're going to be naming a cell range. Remember, a range is a group of selected adjacent cells. Adjacent, just a word, fancy word for next to. Sorting the data, formatting cells as zip code, formatting cells as phone numbers, and inserting data validation. This one's kind of a neat one, and you've seen this done at times, and once you see how we do this, it's obvious and really easy. So remember, I'm in the cell here. I'm right over that C. I'm just going to go ahead and select down to there. Control C. Coming back over here to my example. Control V. And this time it didn't put the blank line there. Remember, sometimes you do wind up with, and I'm just showing you, sometimes you do wind up with this blank row right here. If that happens, just click on it, right click, and delete row. Good. Okay. Key in the data as shown. Select cells alpha 1 through alpha 20. Good, so I'm going to click here in cell A1. Come down here, I'm just going to hold the shift key down and click on A20. There are plenty of ways of selecting a range of cells. That's just one of them. And sort in ascending order A through Z. Okay, that's in the data tab here. And we're just going to come down here to sort range A through Z. See where I went? Data, sort range, A through Z. Done. Okay, there was no A in there? That's interesting. Okay, anyways. Select cells A1 through A20, okay, and name those cells category. So I selected these cells again. I could have, they were already selected. I'm going to click there, hold the shift key down, click here. Another way I could have done it is go to the center of the cell, make sure you're in the center, press and hold, pull down. That works too. Plenty of other ways. Good. And what we're going to do is we're going to name this range of cells, data and named ranges. And we're just going to name this categories. Categories. And done. Okay, now we'll find out why they want us to do that in a moment. Insert a new worksheet and rename sheet new vendor database. So now I'm going to come down here. I'm going to click on add sheet. We can close name ranges for a little while. That's just in our way. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to name this one vendor database, VENDOR. A database is a tool used for sorting and organizing information. That's basically a database. I don't want to go further and say in a computer because it's possible to have a database. It's not in a computer. You can have a database consisting of a whole bunch of 3x5 cards. But so it's just a tool used for organizing information. Okay. And let's see, insert, rename the sheet, select cells K4 through K21 and set up. Okay, it's sort of an odd way of doing this first, but it'll work. Okay, HIJK. So see, I've got the slider down here at the bottom, and I can come over here to K4. Yep, K4 through K21. K21. Sometimes you got to wiggle this up and down a bit. It just seems like sometimes in Google Sheets, it might just be the computer has the memory's too full or something, but sometimes you'll do this and you'll see that they're not all grayed in. You may have to wiggle it a little bit, okay? We didn't do that. Sort of an odd way they're doing this, and I think I know why they're doing it this way. They just want you to see how this is done. Okay, so select and allow list from range, source equals categories. Okay, so now we're going to create that drop list here. And I'm going to come over here to data, come down here to data validation. Data validation is used for a lot of stuff. One of the things it can be used for, which isn't what we're doing here, is to make sure people have entered the data correctly. In this case, we're going to go ahead and use a data from a range, and we're going to create drop cells and source, and we're going to come over here and equals CATEGORIS. See if that works. And see if it works. Save. And there it is. The reason it worked is because we named this range of cells categories. Needless to say, the spelling is important. If it isn't working, come back over here, okay? Come over here to data. Let's pretend you're not selected there. So data, come down here to named ranges. Make sure you spelled that correctly. If you didn't, go ahead and edit it, okay? Then over here, make sure you've spelled these correctly. So if it's not working, I'm going to say 99 times out of 100, it's because somebody has spelled something wrong, okay? And it seems to be case sensitive. By that I mean uppercase, lowercase have to match, just so you know. Okay, now that we've done that, create drop-down list, key in the data for worksheet 8.2. Now this one you're going to have to be a little bit more careful as we put this data in, because let me just come over here and show you what's going on here. So I'm going to, again, put it over that E, coming over here. Don't grab the category column here, okay? Okay, so I hope this will work correctly for us. We're going to find out in a minute. Okay, and I very carefully, okay, got the 7, didn't go any further than the 7. Control C. Again, this is one of those things you're going to have to be dead on to get it to work. Watch it not work when I show you. Control V. Okay, let's see if that, okay, it happened. It's not a big deal. What happened here is we're going to have to do it in an order other than it says in the book. The reason is I'm giving you all this so you don't have to type it all in, but it's overwriting the information here. Again, that's not exactly a big deal. We're just going to go ahead and select that. Come up here again to data, data validation, and we're going to come up here, click right in here and put in equals CATEGORIS. Make sure I get it spelled right too. Save. And there it is. Good. So now it's working. Okay. Key in the data. Use the drop-down list to match everything in column K. So here you're going to come down here in the book, and I'm just going to tell you, you're going to be on page number 41 here. And let's see here. Okay. I'm going to rotate it. Okay, showing you what's going on here. Okay. Come on. Come on. See what I mean? How this is sideways here. So I'm just going to rotate it to see it. And I've already shown you guys how to rotate stuff to see it. So that's not something new. Oh, come on. I'm going to pause this while it's the dumbest thing. I'm using a version of Adobe Reader and Adobe Acrobat Reader DC. And because it's not registered and I'm not paying the extra for it, if I click on one button to rotate, it doesn't work. If I click on a different one, it does. Costumes, legal. So we're just using these drop lists, and that they just want you to basically see how these drop lists are used. And so I'm going to pause and do the rest of them. Okay, good. I got all those in. Great. And again, you'll just click on the drop arrows, and the order in Google is going to jump around while you're doing these. I just want you to be aware of this, okay? Well, that's most interesting. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay, maybe it would survive the change. What happened here, I'm just going to tell you, is that I accidentally, obviously, put all this stuff in the wrong cells. When I pasted, I probably wasn't paying attention and pasted into cell D1 instead of A1. And so I need to move all of these over. Good. Make sure everything survived the transition. It did. Good. Okay. Yeah, that's all there is to fixing it if you mess something up like that up. Not going to do a whole lot of work there to fix that. So now, just let you know, a view, and I'm rotating the view back counterclockwise. Good. Okay, now we've done this. So we keyed in the data as shown. Change the width of column A. Okay, now in this one, do keep in mind that the number in the book does not exactly match what you're really going to do. And the reason is simply because the numbers in the book are based on Excel. Okay, column A, select column F and format as special, zip code. So I'm going to click on column F, come over here to format, number, and let's go ahead and see if zip code really even is an option. Coming down here, custom number format, and I'm just going to come down here and see if I can find zip code. Okay, to be honest, I am not finding zip code as an actual option here. I'm pretty sure that you'll find that one in Excel, but you're not going to find it here. Okay, not a big deal, okay, because frankly, what is there to a zip code? It's just 5 numbers, sometimes 5-4. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we will adjust this one here to the width, and we'll go ahead and center align it, unless it tells us to do otherwise later on. Okay, select columns I and J and format as phone numbers. Okay, so I'm going to click directly on the I, hold the control key down, click directly on the J, just to save myself a little bit of effort. Come over here to format. This one I know we've got phone number somewhere here, custom number format. And here we will find phone number somewhere, I'm sure. Well, that's most interesting. We may have to actually make our own. Give me just a second. Okay, this is not such a big deal. It will exist when you do this on the assessment in Excel. It's going to work fine. For whatever reason, they don't have it. So I'm going to come over here. We're just going to make it. Yeah, I did go and look and see if I was just not seeing it. It's not that simple that I am not just not seeing it because it's not there. Custom number format. So we're going to go ahead and create a new format right here. So I'm up here at the top where you see custom right here, and I backspaced over that 0, and now you see custom number format. Okay, so open quote. Okay, that's the quote marks, and that's a shifted character to the immediate right of the enter key. Open parenthesis, that's a shifted 9. Another, again, a quote mark. Okay, and that was the actual, it was that there. Now we're going to put in 3 pound signs, hashtags, more known most often as pound signs, close parenthesis. So you see, sorry, again, quote, so I'm going to just undo that, backspace over that. Quote, close parenthesis, shifted 0, quote again. Good. Quote again, space bar, quote. Yeah, I wrote this down in case you're wondering. Quote again. Good. And then 1, 2, 3. Good. Close quote. Quote. Dash. And the dash is just the dash next to the 0 on the number on the keyboard or above the plus sign on the number pad. Quote. And then 1, 2, 3. And let's see how all that works. So we're going to go ahead and now we're going to click on apply. And there they are. Oops. looks like I missed something. Let's go have a look and see what I missed, okay? So I'm just going to come up here. I'm going to get rid of this. It's in the way. I'm going to right click on that. I'm going to go to Resize Selected Columns, Fit to Data, so I can, so it at least fits. Okay, and you can see where I missed it, right? I'm pretty sure you can. So let's go back and fix that. So I don't have to do that. I did it right the first time. Okay, anyways, format, number, custom number format. Okay, and one more. And apply. There we go. Fixed. Okay, so you saw what I did there. I'm going to go ahead and open that again, and I'm actually going to do this again because I want you guys to see what I did, because I know this is a little bit complex. Not really complex, just something new to create that custom format data. So because I'm going to kind of, no, that's not what I'm doing. Format, number, custom number format. Okay, I'm going to do this way. Okay, Control C, Control X. Close that. Now I'm going to go ahead and select these, format, clear formatting, just because I want. It's stuck now. Okay, I'm not going to show you how, because really, format, clear formatting won't get rid of it. That's interesting. Okay, not the end of the world. Let's try this. Okay. Aha, got it. Okay. I knew I could get rid of my formatting somehow. And again, that's just using the format painter kind of creatively. I click on something that I like, which is basically just unformatted. Then I came up here and clicked on the header there, and that allowed it to do that for me, because I just want to make sure you guys see how we did this. Okay, so when you started, they were unformatted. What I did here is I just clicked on the I, held the control key, I clicked on the J. Yes, I can carefully do that, but to be honest, it's easy to mess that up and wind up moving those columns around, so I very seldom do it that way. Now I'm going to come up here again to Format, Number. I'm going to come down. Yeah, you can see that it's now actually put it here as one of my quick options because of the fact that I did this. But we're going to purposely come down to custom number format. We're going to click in here, and I want to tell you what's, oops, you know what happened there. Okay, format, number, custom number format. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to put in an open quote, okay? And then we're going to put in open parenthesis, that's a shifted 9, and close quote. Okay, so the thing that it's actually doing is we're saying it put in that symbol, okay? And then 3 numbers, quote, close, or parenthesis, close quote. And so we're now telling it put in a quote mark, quote, space bar, quote. Now what we told it to do is put a space between the area code and the rest of the number, okay? Then 1, 2, 3, quote, that minus sign, quote. So we told it to definitely put in that minus sign, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I did wrong the first time. And then we'll go ahead and, so that's what we did there. And we're going to go ahead and click on apply. And it's going to actually format that the way we wanted it formatted. Now, in Excel, it's not on the assessment. It's not going to be this hard. This is actually a given format, but sometimes you want to do some custom formats. And so it's actually worthwhile of showing you guys that. Okay, next step. So zip code, phone numbers, select cell A1, format to bold, come on, and 24 point. So I'm going to click here on cell A1, bold, 24 point. Good. What's next? Which step was that now? Give me just a second. I got to see where I was. You guys have gotten used to this with me. Okay, good. There we are. Select row 3 and apply a thick bottom border to the column headings. Okay, I'm going to select row 3. Okay, we need to do some adjustment here to these first, though. I mean, look at this. This is just plain ugly. So we're going to click here on B. I'm going to hold the shift key down. I'm going to click here on H. Does that capture everything? Yeah, it does. Okay, again, I'm going to right click up there, and we're going to go to Resize Columns, Fit to Data. Okay. The reason we didn't do that in A is because what it would have done, I just want to make sure you see why we didn't do that in A. Resize column, fit to data, okay, it would have done that, and that just looks ugly. And so that's why in A, we manually adjusted it based on the word vendor ID. You saw how I did that. I went between them to the two-pointed arrow. Okay, now it looks a little bit better. We're going to click right here on the 3. They want us to insert that underline, so I'm going to come over here to borders, and I'm going to select bottom border. There we go. Do they want us to do anything else that's weird there? Put a thick bottom border. Okay, so while it's still selected, they want that to be a thick line. So I'm going to come over here to, this one here, border style. It's the one with the dashes. Click on that, and we'll go ahead and make that a thick bottom border. Okay, and again, hopefully you saw how I did that. I went to right there. You see where the check mark is? Okay, good. Okay, thick bottom border. Select cells A4 through K21 and sort in ascending order by company name. Okay, so we're actually going to do this slightly differently. That had better said A4. Yes, it did. Okay, we're actually going to click on A3, and I'm going to show you why. It's going to be easier if we do it this way. Should I show you both ways? Yeah, I'll try. I'll show you both ways, but first I want to show you how to actually do it, and then why that isn't, why that's the way you want to do it. Came over here, held the Shift key down, clicked there. Again, remember that selects everything between 2 clicks. Data, okay, sort range, and I actually want to go to these advanced sorting options because I have a header row. And that's why we chose row 3. Because the header row contains this stuff. So now I can just click on company name, make sure that it actually said A to Z, sort ascending, A to Z, yep, and sort. And there we go. Assorted ascending by company name. The sorts actually are really fast. But the reason we started on 3 instead of 4 was so we could tell it that we had a header row. If we had done what they said and started on 4 here, I just want to show you guys, okay? Okay, so if we had done this and then we came over here, data and sort range and advanced sorting options, the only difference is you would have just said by column B. Okay, so it's not like it would have been hard, but it's just something to know that you can give a sort a header name. Okay, what's the next thing they want us to do? Oh, guess what? You're done. Go ahead and turn it in.